is the Modern Vibes on Vibes Radio.
Lakini wewe uko na kale ka idea, yani zile biz, yani uko na idea fiti umesema unajua nini? Badala ya watu kusikia baridi nitanunua earplugs nifunike watu masikio ndio wache kusikia baridi.
What an idea.
Thank you so much. Lakini unajua ukibonga na mabesho wako chances are get wanashinda kusema we okay hizi story unatoa wapi. But if you actually sit with the right people, they can be able to tell you just how futuristic. So technology pia squeezing inakuanga futuristic sana. Deadly. So have you heard about the HULTZ prize? HULTZ prize. HULTZ.
Who spell your HULTZ?
Hey,
yo, nyinyi wa Kenya. HULTZ.
But then nikuulize. Now this is where we are separating the uchafu from the ndengu. Sawa?
Niulize tu.
Haya, wacha kwanza tukabla tuongee na wageni. Quickly. Ni primary ama ni primary?
Come
on. Ni primary ama ni primary? Primary, eh? Napa? Wait. Primary. Okay.
With an R.
All right. Usi judge. Si shida yake. Ni hapo tu. Aya. Now real for then to try and mawe kwa ndengu sasa. Yes. Ni H ama ni H? Sema?
Sidaba
H.
Mimi. First double umesema.
Wewe wacha sasa. Letter after G kwa nini mo?
H. Omera H. Wewe Shila sema. Shila ndo hapa anajifanya ni mwalimu.
Guys, no, honestly, see at
is it primary ama primary?
It's primary. What you talking about?
And is it H ama H? Is it white or white?
Sunulize juu ya secondary. Mimi si kwenda secondary. I'm at high school. Wajakoe asikie hiyo mambo. But anyway, the reason we're having this conversation is that a lot of young people have some really amazing ideas. Yani those life-changing ideas. But if you don't have the right people that you're linking up to, the right platforms, unaweza fikiri umechizi. Because even, can you imagine the first guy who invented the internet trying to explain it to the next? Basically the whole estate.
He must have been a laughing stock.
He's just trying to tell, watch hata huyo. Kuna chali anaitwa Bell, alibaidia kutoka mse mwingine akatengeneza the telephone.
My goodness.
Very controversial.
Yes.
Anyway, so alikuwa hapo anasema, you guys.
Yes.
Guys, I can talk to someone on the other side. He's like, what are you talking about? You can hear voices?
Yeah.
You can hear voices in your head? He's like, telephone. Put here in your ear. Uchali, nilikwambia uchali amechizi. Right now you can't live without a cell phone. So your ideas, your crazy ideas have a place. And today we've invited the guys from HULTZ Africa. HULTZ Awards.
Can you just spell HULTZ, please? You're killing me, man.
It's HULTZ. And H... No Z. It's just, you know that mic is on, yeah?
No Z.
Okay, cool. Wanajua hata sign language. You can't do sign language on the radio.
Yeah. So he pronounced it well.
Yeah. Just spell for us, HULT.
HULT.
Yeah.
HULT
He
prize.
said I HULT before I said the Z.
Yes.
Okay, good. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Tell us your names, guys, and what exactly you guys do. Munafanya. And by the way, the reason we speak Swahili is because we're speaking to the whole country. So you gotta mix it up, man. You gotta mix it up. Let's start with the lady.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Ella.
Hi.
Hi. I'm not Kenyan. I'm originally from Tunisia, North Africa, and I'm here today with the HULTZ Prize Foundation as a social media and marketing coordinator, and I'm here for the HULTZ Prize Award.
Please tell us anything you know in Swahili.
Did it teach
Greetings.
you
Have they taught you anything in Swahili? Sawa. Sawa is fantastic. You have to at least know some Swahili words. By the time we're done, utakuwa unajua sheng maze.
My name is Cliff Nyakundi. I'm the regional manager for Africa, and I'm delighted to be here to talk about HULTZ Prize, social enterprises, business, and the upcoming on-campus awards to celebrate our whole community from across the world.
So what does HULTZ Africa do? What do you guys do?
Okay, so basically we give a platform to young people to launch for good and for profit social enterprises for $1 million in seed funding. Basically, every year we award $1 million to one of the most outstanding social enterprises from across the world.
Sasa social enterprise ni nini, Cliff? Ebo break down. Sisi, unajua social enterprise inamaanisha niko na social media account?
No, a social enterprise basically is an organization that focuses on social impact
Yeah.
plus profit. So number one, you want to impact your community and also make money with that initiative.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the criteria for, let's say, my startup to be a part of this, the HULTZ prize and everything,
Yeah, so basically we work with institutions of higher learning. So we have a whole year program and different categories. So the first thing, we recruit campus directors. Campus directors are like club ambassadors or club chairpersons.
Yeah.
And then they organize an on-campus program. That's a competition within the university.
Okay.
We crowdsource ideas. The winning teams from each university, college, or polytechnic proceeds into a regional. So in Africa, we had a regional in Accra, another one in Nigeria, Abuja, another one in Nairobi, and another one in Johannesburg just this year. The winners from these regionals proceed to an accelerator program. For the last couple of years, we've done it at the Ashridge Castle in the UK, where Harry Potter was acted. So we do it for 6 weeks, and they go through intensive coaching. But now we've taken it to Boston for the next couple of years. So we're gonna do it from there. The best 6 teams from the accelerator proceed to the finals at the United Nations headquarters. We usually open the Global Goals Week at the UN, and that's where $1 million is awarded to the winning team, presented by former US President Bill Clinton.
Actually, I think I watched the last one at the Global Impact thingy with Bill Clinton, actually, and very interesting, because a lot of Kenyans have been part of Africans as well. I want to talk about Tunisia.
Okay.
What kind of social impact ideas have you seen?
In Tunisia in general.
Are they more engineering? Are they more agricultural? Are they more, which fields are you seeing more in Tunisia?
Okay, we're moving more towards technological. So technology can touch any field in Tunisia. We have rising startups in
Go on.
okay. We have rising startups in transportation and let's say cryptocurrency. We're launching multiple startups in cryptocurrency in Tunisia, but basically, we're going through back to our roots, and we're touching more of a agricultural technology as well. So it can touch anything basically.
Cliff, as a Kenyan, what are you seeing? Earlier at about 6-7, we were talking about cryptocurrency and how us guys we have surpassed even global ideas. Now young people are scamming with crypto.
I know.
But let's talk positive.
Yeah.
From these campaigns that you've seen, and I've just seen one at UN, which I also do a lot of work with. Unaona my youth wanna come up na ideas gani zenye mostly in which fields?
Okay, so let me just give you the methodology that we currently use to drive specific ideas.
Yeah.
Every year we work on a theme. For example, the last 1 year we've been working on getting the world back to work. Last year, but one we did food for good. The other years we did energy. So we give a focused theme so that we're able to drive specific ideas, so that we're able to crowdsource a lot of ideas from across the world on one specific theme. You can imagine about 100,000 ideas on a specific theme. But generally, there's a lot of innovation surrounding technology from young people, because technology is what's next.
Yeah.
That's why people are getting into cryptocurrencies, for example. And because technology has shown that if you're patient, you can easily make money from it. That's why people are even dropping school. People on social media doing lives and everything to gain, more traction and start making money from it.
True.
And young people have found a way on it, because basically they discovered when you're going to school, the main goal, honestly, is to get either a good job or have a good business.
Yeah.
And if you can get that early, so what's the purpose of finishing?
Yeah.
That's what's happening on the ground,
But every time we talk about startups here, I think one of the key questions we ask is, and you can also help me maybe from Tunisia, from an African perspective, sometimes when we're creating, some of these things have already been thought about. In these competitions that you're having, are we seeing brand new ideas? Are we seeing ideas that are working for, maybe have not been introduced to this region, but the idea could be new. For example, M-Pesa is a new global idea, right? It originated here. Are we seeing any brand new ideas, or are we seeing ideas that maybe have been borrowed here, there?
It's very rare to see a very, very brand new idea, and you're very right. Most of the time, you'll find that it's an improvement of what is existing, or it's an invention around a product that has already been there for a few times before, and then it stopped. So this one's came up with a new angle of making it work. So most of the time it's something that exists, which is really okay, because for example, a radio station like this, you're already open, you're already working, people are able to see what the gaps are existing. If someone comes up with a new radio station, they can look at Vibes and say, okay, this didn't work for them, so I'm not able to go to that direction, I'll try something new in this other direction.
Is this the same in Tunisia?
Yeah, it is the same, but I do believe if you change one part of the technology, or you add your unique selling point, that's where the true innovation is.
How's the startup culture in Tunisia? Is it thriving like in Nairobi so far? Because I feel like we're really growing.
Yeah, it actually started growing exponentially since COVID.
Yes.
So we're seeing a lot of startup launching. We're seeing a lot of local incubation and accelerator programs. But of course, HULTZ Prize is one of the best in Tunisia, and I think in Africa in general.
And now, Nyakundi, quick one. What's the main reason startups die early, especially African startups? Because tumesikia mambo mingi about how, try as much as possible to make your startup at least cross 5 years. If you can do it 5 years at least, then there's a chance you'll actually survive. So if I was a startup owner, what do I have to have in check for my startup to survive?
One of the main reasons why startups die quickly and early, one is capital, financing. When you're not able to get that financing that you need to make your business model work within the first 3 years, you're just depending on maybe what you're getting from your parents or well-wishers. It's very easy to close business. Number two is basically organizational structure. You're young people, you just came up with a business idea, it's making money, but you don't know how to do business, to do accounts, for example. So you're disorganized, you spend money badly. When a situation comes up and you're not able to sustain yourself, you have to close down. So one, capital. Two, you need mentors to ensure that you have a clear working structure that is gonna sustain yourself moving forward.
Probably somebody in the same field.
Exactly, someone in the same field. We award a lot of young people across the world with funding, but one of the things we do for them is we give them mentors, coaches, to work with them, to sit in their board. They must have a board to get our funding.
Oh, they have to have a board.
Exactly, because the board will keep you accountable.
Of course,
You just give young people $1 million and you let them go.
You're alone.
The business is over.
And also, so that also brings me to the question. I mean, $1 million.
100 million.
Let's talk about who won in 2020. Which country won?
In 2020, we had Mexico winning the prize, and they came up with an idea that can help people do a virtual tour, for example, while experiencing the culture of that country. But more interestingly, we have a Kenyan startup. They already won the prize in 2015, I believe. They're called Boopers. Have you, for example, ever used the SGR? You booked online, or you booked any flight from Wilson Airport. The technology that you use to book is created by Boopers, and they won $1 million
in 2015.
Yes.
Which other African country has won this? In recent past.
No other African country.
So we've got a lot of work to do.
Exactly.
Now, I noticed that you're working with institutions. How can the institutions prepare their students for these opportunities? Because I know by the time the competition gets here, some students are, what? Okay, let's get started, But there could be preparation, because $1 million, yo. Let's get it done. So what do you do? Any advising of the to the institutions on how they can improve and help the students prepare for this?
Yes, we actually give a lot of resources to every institution that we engage in. And we really advise the institutions to help support the ideas, especially with initial funding. Because you're not going to get $1 million on a business that's still on the idea stage. We have about 6-7 months from the initial stage of our competition to the final stage. By that time, you should be talking about traction.
So
your first 100
So you're saying the
clients.
universities should also remove some money and support these students?
Yes, because this is investing in the community. I mean, because the business ideas that come are actually going to support people within that community. And it also creates a good name for every institution that we created 50 business, 50 companies this year. That's something good I think any vice chancellor would want to talk about. So I want to encourage institutions to invest in the young people within their institutions. Give them startup funding. Even 100,000 is enough to help register the company, come up with a business prototype, for example, to test the idea, to go to the market and do market research. Some of these things need little resources, like getting the bus to go to Kibera to do market research. Because maybe the university is in Meru and someone has an idea that the market is in Kibera. So this is how there are many ways in which institutions can support to help prepare the startup, so that by the time they're at the accelerator, they're already at an advanced stage. And this is something we've seen from a lot of African startups. When you get to our accelerator, most startups from European countries, American countries, they've been invested heavily by the institutions, paying for their flights, taking them somewhere to, to do research and everything. African institutions, most of the time, they're still on the idea stage, and having performers trying to fundraise and all that. However, we are bridging that gap. Next year, we're coming up with something called the boot camp. The boot camp. It's going to be a 3-week program just before the Global Accelerator to coach African startups and that have advanced to that level, and also give them a small funding, possibly $10,000, to help them, begin investing in their idea, in their business. By the time they're in the finals, they're talking about, we already have 20 clients. This is the feedback that we're having from them. This is our plan for the next 20 years. If we have their $1 million, this is how we are going to grow. So this is things we are looking at.
Just one final question before we step out, and I can see some Jada Kingdom, some Vibes Cartel, some Romaine Virgo, which means we're about to dance out of this studio in style with our guests, right? Who, when you hear of a project like HULTZ, right? A HULTZ, and you're like, this is great. Why do they want to do this? Who's funding this? What do they benefit from giving out $1 million funding? You're talking about, let's start by giving this other young in the boot camp $10,000. Who decides to fund this, guys?
Great question. So HULTZ Prize Foundation is a child of the bigger company called Education First. So basically what Education First does, it allows exchange students to travel from Asia to European countries or American countries to learn English. And the owner of Education First is called Batil HULTZ. His organization is very big. He has 52,600 employees globally. So that company funds the HULTZ Prize Foundation, all its operations, all our awards. And that's why we've named the organization after the founder of Education First, HULTZ Prize Foundation.
Right.
The one is called Batil HULTZ.
I love this. I mean, we got a HULTZ here with this HULTZ conversation. But before I go, we gotta learn some Tunisian. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to arrive in Tunis and I'm just like, oh my God, I should have asked her something. So. We've just arrived in Tunis, right? And I want to say hi. I need directions. What do I say?
عسلامة تنجم تقولي وين نمشي.
Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna land.
You're too fast.
No, take it slowly. I think I can get it.
It's Aslima.
Aslima. That's the greetings. Yes, Aslima.
تنجم تقول لي وين. It's, can you tell me where this is?
Najlim Kutso Lin.
نجم.
Najim.
It's with the T. It starts with the T.
What we're going to do, I'm going to get the app. For the translation.
Okay.
No, I'll just say it
at your own pace.
The translation app.
I'm like, sis, I mean, man.
The thing is, like in Tunisian, the official language is Arabic, but we have a completely different dialect.
So you have your own sheng in there.
Yeah, it's like a
slang.
completely different language from the
Right.
official Arabic. And like each Arab country has their own dialect.
Oh.
Like we can understand each other, but some words are completely different. And like in different Arab words, you would find the same word but completely different meanings. So it's kind of complicated.
It's the same with Swahili.
right.
I mean, you go to Congo, they'll be say batoto.
Yeah, Tanzania as well.
Like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
And then you come to Kenya, we say tortoise.
What does that mean?
The same thing. And then you go to Coast Sema watoto. But before I let you go, I'm going to teach you one word that will work well with sawa. Sawa.
Okay.
So don't use sawa all the time. When someone says nakulombo tov,
Jesus. Jesus. It's not a bad word.
it means I love you, right? So
Okay.
nakulombo tov. Say it with me.
Kolomboto.
There we go.
How do you say you
Nakulombo
like
tov.
someone in Tunisia? Like, let's say I'm out there.
Yo, guys, you can do this off air.
Let's say I'm in Tunisia, I'm in a restaurant.
23 minutes past
and so, girl,
to 10
tell her
a.m.
that I like her.
Remember your
How do
morning
you do it?
vibes. Here's Jada Kingdom and Vibes Cartel. Wanna sema nini?
Rebels and reggae heads, start your day the MVP way. Where you are the MVP, no negative vibes.